There are lots of graphic settings in Unturned, but do you really know what they all do? Anti-aliasing reduces jagged edges on faraway objects. It's most visible on light surfaces, and it goes from off 2x, 4x, and 8x. There's also an option for FXAA, which I have found only reduces edges by making it blurry, so I suggest not using it for visibility. If you really can't stand the fact that jagged edges are on your screen, go for 8 times because it reduces the best balance between frame rates. I haven't found much difference in debris quality. Just leave it on low, and if someone can tell me the difference it makes, let me know. Foliage density changes how much random foliage like brushes and rocks are in an area. If you want better visibility, turn it on low, but make sure you have at least medium if you want it to look better. Sun shafts are large yellow beams that come from the sun. There isn't much difference between low and ultra, so if you must turn it on, leave it at low. It can obstruct some vision and be distracting, however. Lighting quality decreases the aliasing of shadows. I prefer ultra just because the shadows don't have any noticeable jagged edges, which is always nice. Ambient occlusion is an effect that makes corners and edges darker. I suggest turning it on so you can see more depth to things, but turning it off is always fine. Water quality determines things like reflections of the water. Low makes the water look like a blue brick, while ultra adds some pretty reflections. Don't leave it at low, as this makes things under the water nearly impossible to see, allowing people to go unnoticed beneath the surface. Outline quality doesn't make a difference much. Animation quality improves the quality of ragdolls, like dead zombies. I suggest turning it off since it doesn't make a ton of difference in game and could potentially harm frame rates. Differed render mode makes texture look rigid and blocky, while forward render blends texture together to produce a smooth ground. You can see a big difference by shorelines with this. It doesn't impact frame rates by much, just by about 2 to 3 frames, so I would leave it on forward just because. Bloom makes bright colors have a small glow. It can sometimes be distracting, but makes the game look better. Clouds. Terrain backdrop toggles the skybox to the level. It's nice to fill up the space, but it's a little misleading, because you think you can go into the area but you can't. It also might harm frame rates. Hide fog doesn't make much of a difference. I assume it's enabled. When it's enabled, it starts to fade out the world as you go away from it vertically. Windy foliage just produces wind effect on the grass. Turn it off if you have foliage density minimal. Leave the render distance on full. You can see significantly more with it on, and plus in testing, it doesn't harm frame rates very much at all. Scope quality increases the quality of the graphics while you're scoped in on a weapon. Turning it off makes a big black background around the screen and just zooms in. I prefer not to have it on this because then you can't see anything around the scope. Turning it on low makes these nasty jagged edges all over the scope, which even kind of looks cool in this situation. I suggest leaving it on ultra, especially since you're going to be shooting at people anyway, so you might as well see them. I've saved you some of the hassle and I've pre-made some preferences and settings. There's best frame rates, the best quality, the best balance between the two, best tactical advantage where it's less distracting, and my current settings. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I'll see you in one of my upcoming videos. Like if you did, and go ahead and subscribe if you feel like watching more of these videos.